Good morning. In the previous section, we have discussed regarding various topics of three-phase induction motor drives. So, in that, we have discussed different braking methods and different starting methods of three-phase induction motor, and also speed control of three-phase induction motor. So, in today's lecture, we will discuss some of the numericals, how to solve some of the numericals based on various topics. So here I'm going to share some of the uh, documents where we can solve some of the examples. So in this, we'll see this first example. So this is the first example we can see. So here a 440 volt 50 hertz 6 pole 950 rpm star connected induction motor has following parameters referred to stator. So in this case the RS is zero point 0.5 ohm, RR dash zero point 0.4 ohm, XS is equal to XR dash, that is 1.2 ohm, XM it is 50 ohm, and motor is driving a fan load, uh, the torque of which is given by TL is equal to 0.0123 omega m square. No, now one phase of the motor fails. Calculate motor speed and current. Will it be safe to allow the motor to run for a long period? So in this case, we need to calculate the motor speed and the current. So when one phase of the motor fails, then we need to calculate motor speed and the current, and after that we have to state that so whether it is going to be a safe mode or not. So in order to have that particular condition, so already we have discussed the single phasing, that is the operation of three-phase induction motor on single phasing. So please remember that concept. So it is based on that. So before going to that uh, condition, let us go for the synchronous speed. So what is synchronous speed? It is 120 F divided by P. So it is around 1000 RPM. If you consider with respect to the radian per second, so it is around 104.72 radian per second. This is synchronous. Then we need to go for full load slip. So whatever the full load slip is there, so it is again the synchronous speed minus the motor speed and divided by synchronous speed, it is 0.05. Now we know the formula for full load rotor current. Full load rotor current. So IR dash will be whatever the supply voltage is there, it is 440 divided by root 3 divided by under square root zero point 0.5, that is RS plus RR dash divided by S square plus again it is XS plus XR dash whole square. So here we need to put the values. So now the IR dash is given by this thing, and whatever the stator current IS is given by, it is IR dash plus IM, IR dash plus IM. So now IR dash plus IM, put the values. So you'll get IS as 30.5 at an angle minus 25 degrees Celsius. So this is the again main current of the three-phase induction motor before this particular condition. Before that, one phase of out of the condition. So again, for single phasing operation, uh, the equivalent circuit of this particular figure is applicable. So we need to draw this particular figure for the single phasing operation. So in this case, what happens if there is a single phasing? So there is again two components will be taken place. One is the again positive sequence component, and another one is the negative sequence component. So whatever the rotor side section is there, it is divided by one is RS RR dash divided by S, and another one is RR dash divided by 2 minus S. There are two components. So again RS again 0.5, again it is XS 1.2 given, and XI dash 1.2 it is also given. XM is 50, again XM is 50, and these RS, XS and the XI dash are given. So now whatever the RR dash divided by S is there, so again it is RR dash, so it is 0.4 divided by S, and this is another component that is 0.4 divided by 2 minus S. So at this particular condition, so next we will see here, we need to go for the total ZF, that is fundamental impedance. So it is the combination of RS plus JXS, RS plus JXS. So it is, you can see this is RS plus JXS, and the other is this JXM, RS RI dash divided by S plus JXR dash, and divided by again RI dash divided by S plus JXR dash plus XM. So so this is the fundamental component. So this we can just by putting the values we can simplify, and the ZF we can get is 7.94 plus J 3.536. Now go for the ZB, that is again uh, another part of this particular circuit. So it is RS plus JXS, RS plus JXS, and again it is by taking 2 minus S instead of S sleep, we have to take the 2 minus S term. So again all the values remain same, all the values remain same. This is the again the second part of the circuit. So just by putting the values, you can get ZB as zero point 0.7 plus J 2.37. Now the total impedance of the circuit will be ZF plus ZB, and this will be 8.64 plus J 5.9. Now the total current will be I is equal to V by Z. So whatever the Z we have got is here it is. If you take uh, the total sum, algebraic sum of this particular, so you can get the Z as uh, is here under square root 8 square, 8.64 square plus 5.91 square. So it is I will be 24.25. Now the positive sequence torque will be again we know the torque formula. So here 1 divided by omega ms, 1 divided by omega ms, numerator it is 3I square xm square ri dash divided by s, and divided by ri dash divided by s square plus xi dash plus xm square. This is the positive sequence torque. This is the positive sequence torque, and just by putting the values here, by putting the I value, xm value, and ri dash, and so on, s value, you will get TP as 125.45. And the other, this is the positive sequence torque, and the second is the negative torque, Tn. So the negative torque formula is minus 1 by omega ms. Numerator side again it is all same, just we are replacing s by 2 minus s here, 2 minus s. So this is the negative sequence torque or the negative torque, and this is the torque due to the positive component. So now if you take the total resultant torque or the net torque will be it is TP minus the Tn, minus the Tn, it is 122 point. So this is the total torque we can say. So after single phasing, whatever torque we are getting is 122.2 Newton meter. Now the slip for this particular slip, whatever the omega m is there, that is the whatever the motor speed. So it is again angular speed, you can say revolution per second, RPS. It is omega ms 1 minus s, so it is 99.5. So now the whatever the given condition, that is TL is there, it is 0.0123 inside of the bracket, it is omega ms 1 minus s, so it is 99.5 square, so the TL will be 121.5 8 Newton meter. So this is the calculated T, and this is whatever the TL condition. So now, since T is equal to TL, whatever the torque is there, it is the low torque, and S is equal to 0.05 is an approximate solution. Now, whatever the motor current we have got is, it is 24.25, 24.25. So, and the motor speed, it is again 950 rpm. So as motor current is less than the full load, less than the full load, so the motor will run safely, motor will run safely. So this is the solution, ultimate solution for the particular problem. So this is when there is a single phasing. So next we will see the another example, depending on the again. Yes, this is example 6.6. So this same example is appeared in the examination, the previous semester examination. So here, if I see this, a 2200 volt, 2600 kilowatt, 735 rpm, 50 hertz, 8 pole, 3-phase squirrel cage induction motor has following parameters. Refer to stator. So it is again RS, whatever the stator resistance, 0.075 ohm, RR dash, again the rotor resistance, it is zero point 0.1 ohm, refer to the stator side, or the primary side. XS is stator reactance, it is 0.45, and again XI dash, it is 0.55 ohm. So here the stator winding is delta connected, stator winding is delta connected, and consists of two sections connected in parallel. So again, you need to remember the particular equivalent circuit of the three-phase induction motor. So here, if this is the condition, then we need to calculate the starting torque and the maximum torque as a ratio of rated torque. So whatever the starting torque and the maximum torque, TST, and we need to calculate T maximum as a ratio of rated torque. And if the motor is started by star delta switching. So at this particular starting, whatever the star data starting, so we need to go for the TST divided by T rated, T maximum divided by T rated for the star data switching. And what is the maximum value of line current during starting? So again, we need to calculate Imax at starting. Second condition, calculate transformation ratio of a transformer. Again, in case of auto transformer starter, again we need to go for the transformation ratio so as to limit the maximum starting current to twice the rated value. What is the value of starting torque? Here the starting torque TST is asked. So third, what will be the value of maximum line current and torque during starting if the part winding method of starting is employed? So again, this is third method of starting, that is part winding. Just by introducing the part winding during the starting, so we can reduce that particular starting current. So this is third, what will be the value of maximum line current torque during starting, the part winding method of starting is employed. So fourth, if the motor is started by connecting series reactor in line, what should be the value of reactors so as to limit the line to twice the line current to twice the rated one. So here we are using four different starting methods. One is star delta, second is auto transformer, third is we are using the whatever the part winding, and the fourth is we are using just by using series reactors in line. So in this case, these are the given points, given. Now we will go for first, that is in order to have that particular star data. So whatever the star data is there, so in order to have that particular ratio TST divided by TL, and T max divided by TL. So now uh, go for the S first. Go for the S. Now the slip at rated operation, it is NS, 750 minus 735 divided by 750. 750. So how you got this 750? 750 is again 120 divided by P. So the slip will be 0.02, 0.02. This is what we can say. Second, whatever the full load phase current IP is there, it is again E divided by under square root, again RS plus, um, again RR dash divided by S square plus, this is this thing, this is again xs plus xi dash square, so this is the formula for full load phase current, so we are not taking full load current, it is full load phase current, so please remember here. So again I taken 2200 volt in the numerator. So this is IP 425.3 we can get. So now again full load line current, in order to get full load line current, so I need to multiply this particular IP by root 3, Now it is full load line current. Now go for the omega ms. So it is again whatever 750 we have got, it is again the whatever the omega ms, sorry ns, it is now the omega ms, angular speed. Now 750 into 25 divided by 60, it will be 780 78.54 radian per second, it is omega ms. Now full load torque, the formula for full load torque is 3 ip square, again it is sorry point rr dash divided by omega ms. So now rr dash divided by s, it is rr dash divided by s, it is rr dash divided by s. So the formula for TL will be 3 ip square rr dash divided by s divided by omega ms. So here by putting the values, uh, 3 ip square, again rr dash divided by s, rr dash is 0.1 divided by 0.02 into 78.54. So this is the full load torque TL. So again, why we are considering full load torque, because we need to get the ratio. In this case we need to have the ratios. Now after getting the TL, now we need to go for maximum line current during starting. Now in order to have maximum line current, so again VP divided by under square root RS plus RI dash square plus again XS plus XR dash square. So during starting, we are just not using any slip condition. So it is again maximum line current during starting. Now by putting the values, we can get the maximum line current as 1251 ampere. 1251 ampere. Now starting torque TST. Here we have calculated the TL. Now we need to go for here TST. Again it is 3 IP square into again zero point 0.1. Uh, we are not using any slip. Please remember TST at starting. So 78.54. 78.54. So it is your starting torque TST. Now get the ratio, that is starting TST divided by TL. It is 0.173. 0.173. So again, we have this particular equation, that is T max. T max will be 3 divided by 2 omega ms, 3 divided by 2 omega ms. Again it is 2200 divided by root 3 square divided by 0.075, plus under square root 0.075 square uh, plus 1, plus 1. So this is for the T max, Now take the ratio of T max divided by TL. So it is 0.83. T max divided by TL is 0.83. So these are the two ratios we can get. One is TST divided by TL, and another one is T max divided by TL. Now the second condition, we are having this auto transformer starter. So now the starting current, direct online starting current during, again, in this case, what is the maximum value of line current is asked again. So we got these two ratios. Then static current during online, this is 2200 divided by root 3 divided by 0.075 plus zero point 0.1 square plus 1, it is again 3753.5. So again in this case, now consider auto transformer starter. So let us say if 80 is the ratio of transformation, let us say if 80 is the ratio of transformation, the starting line current with auto transformer will be, the starting line current will auto transformer will be, it is, let us say 80 square, it is 80 square, and into this particular starting current. So now this starting current, starting line current with the auto transformer, I am writing as 80 square into 3753.5 ampere. So now this is given, whatever the condition in this case, you see, you just read out this particular point number 2. You can say that calculate transformation ratio of an auto transfer as to limit the maximum static current to twice the rated value, to twice the rated value. So the rated value of this particular current is 736.7. This particular full load line current, you can say, the this 736 here it is coming. So 2 into 736.7. So from this I can get the 80 value, I can get the ratio of transformation, that is 80 value. So now what is the value of starting torque is asking. So now in order to have the starting torque, let us calculate starting motor line current. So it is starting motor line current, it is now starting motor line current is again, let us say this thing, it is starting motor line current is equal to this thing. So now it is 2 into 736.7 divided by 0.627. So it is 2350 ampere. Now starting motor phase current, now it is 2350 divided by root 3, it is phase current, it is phase current. So now starting torque, it is starting torque. So here we need to have the formula, that is 3 ip square rs ri dash divided by omega ms. So putting the values, you can get starting torque, you can get starting. This is the second condition. Then third, with the part winding starting, only one section of stator winding out of two in parallel is connected, is connected. Hence, in the part winding starting, we are just connecting stator with the one, only one winding, and hence we can just reduce the starting current. So in this case, what is asked? What will be the value of maximum line current and torque during starting is asked. So line current and torque during starting is asked. Now, in order to have that line current and the uh, uh, starting torque, so we need to have this particular RS. So RS is 0.075 into 2 and XS is 0.45 into 2, because we are just connecting 2 in the parallel, so it is into 2. Now starting current, starting line current will be root 3 2200 and divided by this RS 0.15 we need to put here, this 0.15 here we need to put this 0.15, and now it is zero point 0.1 square plus zero point 0.9 plus 0.55 square, and it is 2590. Now phase current IP, it is 1495. Phase current will be 2590 divided by root 3, it is 1495 ampere. Now starting torque, again 3 into IP square into again zero point 0.1. So zero point 0.1 is your RR dash again during starting. So again divided by 78.54. 78.44 is your starting torque. And in the fourth, we need to have again the, if the motor is started by connecting series reactors in line, what should be the value of reactor so as to limit the line current to twice the rated. So here we need to calculate the reactor value, reactor value. So in this case, again reactors will be connected in line of the delta connected motor, because whatever stator we have, it is a delta connected. So let us replace delta connected motor by an equivalent star connected motor. Then the motor parameters will be, um, again this thing, rs is equal to 0.025, rr zero point 0.1 divided by 3, xr 0.15, xr 0.55 divided by 3. So let external reactor be xc, let us assume xc. Then line current at start will be, v divided by root 3, rs plus ri dash square plus xc plus xr plus xr dash. So now therefore just by putting the values here, uh, xc is unknown, just say xc is unknown, and just by putting all the values, and it is equal to line current at start, it is 2 into 736.7, 2 into 736.7, so which gives xc as 0.527, 0.527. So this is the ultimate solution for different type of starters. Now we'll see one more example, and you can try to solve this example just by taking the homework, just by taking the homework. So now this example you can note down, that is example 6.3. 6.3. So here, uh, take the problem statement. A 4000 volt star connected 3 phase 6 pole 50 hertz induction motor has following parameters referred to stator. Rs is equal to Ri dash, that is 1 ohm, and Xs is equal to Xi dash, that is 2 ohm. So for regenerative braking operation of this motor, the regenerative braking of the motor determine the maximum overhauling torque it can hold and range of speed for safe operating. Overhauling torque is asked, and the range of speed for safe operating is asked. Again, speed at which it will hold an overhauling load with a torque of 100 Newton meter. Second condition, with a torque of 100 Newton meter, we need to calculate speed. And the third point, maximum overhauling torque the motor can hold as a ratio of maximum overhauling torque without capacitor if a capacitive reactance of 2 ohm is inserted in each phase of a stator. So this is the example on the regenerative braking. So here again, 400 volt voltage star connected stator is there. It is 6 pole, and these are the parameters. So this particular example we will solve in the next session. Thank you.